Hi, this is the Price Action Analyst. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks to everyone who's been watching my videos and supporting the stuff I do with positive comments and that. If you've been watching for a while and you're interested in getting real-time updates, so at least nightly updates plus a whole bunch of other material, then consider subscribing to my channel. If you're in the crypto space, I don't think it's particularly expensive. It's $50 a month, and that would support my work and also help me grow the channel. So I'm just going to do a video on Vechain. Vechain is in my model portfolio, but it was something that I exited around the 152, 150 level, somewhere around there. I saw these series of wicks and then made an exit. Well, price didn't go any lower, so it was probably about 154 I think I exited, and after that price ran away. But I expected the price to retrace, because these wicks, although price pushed past it, they sort of remain valid. Like it's as I keep saying, it's very rare for price to remain untested. So at some time price is going to cycle back here. It might take a long time or not, but when you have these wicks and then your price pushes past it, most of the time you see something like this, where you get a push past. You had 2 bars, another big wick, and then there was your selling in the beginning of the retracement. So price is now below where I exited. And so this exit was early. What I should have done, and what I'll do next time, is if you had drilled down to the hour bars here, you could see that there was still a lot of buying pressure, and then you could, in the hour bars here, you could see how different this was. So I aim to manage that a little bit better. But despite that early exit, price is now below. So I have framed up the support and resistance lines, so you can see that even though price came down here and washed support, filled this area, and you had buying support coming off that, it retraced that, which it normally does, and then there was no substantial buying there. And this bar here didn't quite close on its low, but that was a giveaway that price was going to push down. And so you've had this big selling bar here. And again, I mean, the inverse of that is the Bitcoin has run. But also this buying bar here is not substantial, and then you've had another selling bar here. So the fact that price still looks very weak, and also you've washed support, retested, and so given that, you're very likely to come down and at least test or wash support here. So my very short-term premise is for a test of support, and I've got a really big selling bar, a very small retrace, and a renewed selling. So I high probability price has got further to go downwards. So what I would do here is I would start framing up areas where we might see buying pressure. And so that's the last of the untested air there. You've got support here, you've got a previous high here. And I never really, I was hoping Vechain, given this strength, was never going to come in this deep, but this weakness now is kind of indicating to me that price is going to push down here. I think at least this support level. I would get short here on a short-term futures trade that looks so bearish, with at least an expectation that it gets to this support level. So if it washes support, touches here, and leaves a wick, that would be the start of an indication that we might be looking to get long. So if you are a subscriber to the service, you'll see that while Vechain is on the model portfolio, I've got I'm telling people to wait, and this is why I'm expecting further selling pressure here. So if we move into the hourly bars, and again, this is the wash of support, retest to support, and the buyers tried to push it out of here, but as you frame up this wedge pattern, it's fallen out of here. So even if price is to push up here, I believe it's going to retrace and come down to support. And those are the areas of air that I marked up. And sorry, it was air in a previous high. So yeah, and given the strength down, you could also project the strength of that move. Hold on. Hopefully it's not. That's very. If we see something like that, that's not ideal. But interestingly, that is the very last of the air on that move there. But that a retest that deep would make me kind of start to rethink my long-term premise of strength. We would have to get very strong buying pressure off there. So I'll just try and summate what I'm trying to say is that, I don't know where this is going to go or how far it's going to go or what it's going to look like. But given that bar and the break of this short-term trend on the 1 hour bars, I have a very high probability expectation that price has got further downward to go. And so as it progresses downward, what I'm doing is I'm watching for substantial buying pressure in these areas. And so for people that are subscribing, there's a wait recommendation for Vechain. So all they really need to do is sit back and wait until I give them an entry alert, which looks, first there'll be an ideal entry zone, and then there'll be a recommendation to buy. So until now, we're just waiting. We're waiting for price to get down here, and we're waiting to see what the buying support looks like. But usually, with a push up like this and a volume spike, we should see at some stage, usually, a second leg up. It doesn't always happen. There's nothing guaranteed here, but that retrace is very deep. So, if you want to extend the discussion and talk about fundamentals, I think the fundamentals of Vechain are very good, and I know that this pump down is in largely due to Bitcoin's run. So, that's another reason why I don't think you're just going to see this die. I think Vechain's a legitimate coin that's not going anywhere. It's just when you're looking at this measured in the Bitcoin price and Bitcoin's running very hard, that's what happens. But that's a good thing, because when it does get down here, it's a buying opportunity, right? Especially remember I sold at the low 150s. So if you followed my advice and you got out, we took that money out of Vechain and I put it into Ethereum and Nano. And Nano hasn't done much, but Ethereum's run very hard. So while this has been happening, my portfolio has been going up because it's been in Ethereum. I didn't put that money in Bitcoin, but I've had Bitcoin as well. So again, we took this money, we wrested this money out of here, and we put it into stuff that was going up. And again, my subscribers have the ability to do that because most nights they get the update. There are coins with buy recommendations next to them. So, in theory, you're always trying to have your money in something that's generally in an uptrend. The only other thing I would look at is just, I always look at these things in terms of Bitcoin, and, prices come off a lot. If you go to its US dollar value, you can see that the selling is nowhere near as pronounced. So what does that mean? It's just, I think you're always optimizing where your money is, because again, when Ethereum was going up, it's going up, from my analysis, my recommendations, it's going up relative to Bitcoin, which means relative to the US dollar, it probably went up a lot more. And I'll show you that in a second. So, while Vechain wasn't doing very much, the money that we put into Ethereum and anything else that had a buy recommendation, I mean, it's run very strongly. But the other thing is, on the other side, when we get that buying entry signal from Vechain, and we do hopefully see a run in the Vechain versus Bitcoin price, I'm expecting that to translate just as much, if not more, in the US dollar price. So, that's the theory and the expectation behind what I'm doing. So I might just let's have a look at Ethereum just to compare. So, we gave the buy recommendation somewhere around here. I was either here or on this retrace. So, if you followed my buy recommendations, you've got all of that, and that was in terms of Bitcoin. That was, let's say, 262 to 3,200. I didn't exit Ethereum. So yeah, I mean, that looks roughly the same, but the point is, the money that you had in Ethereum, it went from 240 to 320, which is, I mean, that's a substantial percentage amount. %. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days. 33% in 7 days, and you'll see the difference is that Ethereum hasn't, it hasn't come off like it has on the Bitcoin price. So if we get a chance to re-enter Ethereum when the Bitcoin price pair gets down here, I'm sure that's and we get another leg off that, that will translate into another run relative to the US dollar, but without the retrace. So I think the approach using the Bitcoin pair is solid. I think is what I'm trying to say. Just see if there's anything else I want to say in regards to Vechain. No. So we're just waiting on that, and again, subscribers will get an alert. If I've got time when the alert goes out, I might do an update public video, but if you subscribe to this channel, then you guarantee that you get all those sorts of alerts. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.